Woo! All right, welcome back, everybody, to Show and Tell What the Hell. And what do we have today? Nothing! We have nothing today. Nothing at all. But we have this. Actually, I'm going to show you another thing. Someone was asking me earlier about dioramas, and I've redone this diorama. Just wanted to give you a little bit of a peek of all the little details and things that I put on this one. I wanted to go with something that'll work with both like alien worlds or something that looks reminiscent to what we have here on this planet Earth. I'm actually going to do some touch-ups later on, but this is fine because I wanted to get some of the new figures out. And some of this is from the original piece, but I repainted it and I retextured it too. I'm actually used simple spackling material and did some stuff over there, made some little cracks in there. And I did this with another piece of foam. This is actually from a shaped foam. This is from originally I got pieces of this, it was on sale too for about $10. You can get them on Amazon. They're used for terrariums, or aquariums, stuff that you keep geckos and snakes in. And they're made out of this foam. Now, what started annoying me, and you could find it in certain videos, is that you actually do see the texture of the foam on some of the pieces, depending on how you paint it. So I wanted to kind of cover that up with plaster, and I was like, well, I'll give you an example here. There's another, you can see in some of the cracks that I did, you can see that foam texture right there, right? So I wanted to actually, it was annoying me, and I wanted to go back and make it look a little bit more realistic, so I did that. Now, a lot of people will be tempted to just get in and use spray paint. You do not want to do that. What you want to do, because it's foam, so what's going to happen when you use spray paint is that it's going to pretty much just melt it off. So what I did also, and if you notice some of the little fine little details, the little pebbles here, what I got them from the dollar store. There's a little bag of tiny little pebbles, and what I did was mix it in with some Elmer's glue and just kind of spread it throughout. And then I gave it some dark washes so they kind of come out a little bit more. But I wanted to make it look somewhat realistic. And again, this is not a specific type of terrain. This is just a general broad terrain that could be used as a, well, it looks almost like a desert. It also looks like you're on top of a mountain. And so I got this also so that I could move around and decorate with figures as well. Now, there's two actually. I can get these and kind of stack them up, which in the next coming videos, you're going to see why I did it that way. Look at that. It looks great. I did paint it with several layers. I used just basic acrylic paint, gave it a base coat, and then went in with some dry brushing and did some washes over it as well, just to capture that realism. It looks very sandy and dirty. I like it. Now, you don't really get, I get this really bad yellow tinge on my camera. It's a lot brighter. Let me see if I can kind of, get you some more detail there. It's a lot lighter. It's not as yellowy as you're seeing it. But maybe it's just my eyes or my camera. Now, there are some other little pieces that I didn't glue on here just to use as decoration, little rocks here. Now, this is actually from a piece of expanding foam, spray foam. And I wanted to get these little pieces just to kind of, they look like rocks. And I like these little pieces that I broke off there that just came out the way they were. This was actually from some black spray foam. So I didn't have to worry about putting too many details. Otherwise, I would have just given it a base coat of black just to go into all those cracks. And I went over with some brown and just nice little details there. This little hole there is pretty cool too. So you're going to be seeing this guy here. And there's another one right here. So used a lot of different, I did a base coat and did a couple of other coats after that, after it dried. And that's the hardest part to me about painting, is just going in there. Look at that, how that came out. Pretty cool, huh? They look like from far away to me. I wanted to make it look somewhat realistic. Yeah, the hardest part again is just waiting for stuff to dry, because I'm just anticipating everything. Let me bust out another one here. I'm just going to place it right on top. Oops, this one wasn't supposed to come off. It's all right. Let me get this out of the way. And the background, of course, is just some white, some blue poster board. I like this one here because I wanted to get a variety and give you all some different options here with different visual options. And actually, this is backwards. Let me put it, because I did the same thing. I did the same exact thing, but used a different color. Opted for a gray, almost volcanic look, but can also pass for like a moon surface. I did make another one of these. It's a little bit more detailed, a little bit crazy. I'm not sure if I'm satisfied with it, but more of a pink and purple background. I have a red one that I'm working on as well, but it just creates a little better effect. Here's another big rock, like stone, and this one I just wanted to make it look more rockier, if that makes any sense. This one has more jagged rocks. See right there. There you go, give it more of a jagged effect. But again, I use those small little pebbles. I used a base coat. Used the same kind of foam as I used before, but also put like that, what was I going to say? Not plaster, but the spackle. I used the spackle on there. And of course, you get some of these from that reused spray foam. And just to show you put different layers, you dry brush over it, you get a pretty good, decent effect. And there's also some other little washes that I did in here that are very subtle, and that's just kind of how I've always done things for the past 25 plus years that I've painted little dioramas. Is that sometimes I'll throw in, if it's just supposed to be gray, I'll throw in a little bit of green or browns in certain areas. Because you never know what, if there's got to be something that happened there hundreds of years ago where they created that moldy green or something that happened. Maybe some animal died on there. I don't know. But here's another little stone here. Stick that. Yeah. So this is going to be my moon surface, or my top of the mountain surface, or my let's go worship a topless deity surface. But yeah, I just wanted to show off my things. These are pretty easy to do. They just take a little bit of time and space and can get a little bit messy from time to time. And I look forward to doing some reviews using these awesome, I'm happy with them at least, awesome new diorama bases. Now, I will be working on some other ones. I just need to figure out the best way to go about doing it and the most cost efficient. This actually just cost me, this right here, even with this part here, probably about $10 with just the foam here. These little tiny pebbles that I still have plenty of, it cost me $1. The foam board cost me $1. Foam board base that I have underneath, it cost me $1. And the plaster thing that I used for multiple projects, the spackle thing, cost me about $8 maybe. It's a little bucket about this big. I reused it for other projects that I had. The paint itself, I mean, I used cheap dollar paints from Walmart on this particular one. For models and other things, I use modeling paints. But for this particular project, I could just use very cheap Walmart stuff, and those were 89 cents a pop, or no, 50 cents maybe. So I want to say that all this probably just all together could cost, you're only going to be spending something about $15. And you could put it to use, like if you use a color like this, or you use the sandier color that I have, those go a long way, and they're very compatible with different kinds of figures. Or, I mean, this could be even used for miniatures as well. So yeah, that's and also figures that are supposed to be of larger scale, like Godzilla 6-inch figures. I wanted to do that, so I think the other one's going to be good. I'd like to make a few more. I'd like to make a grassier green one using actual like model grass thing I've done before. There are cheap ways to do it, and there are more expensive, better looking ways to do it. I'm going to go with somewhere in between. something similar to this, and then also go with some browns, and then put some little grassy, I don't forget what they're called, but they're little shavings, and go with that for just making like mountainscapes. And it's better for me to make them flat. Over here, there's a lot of plaster. I kind of try to even it out because a lot of my figures would fall over. So let's see. Let's see if I can get this guy to actually stand this time around. And there you go. Even his foot's a little crooked right there, but now I can get my figures to stand. So there you go. Let me know what you guys think about it. If you have any questions, if you have any advice, if you want any advice for making these kind of dioramas, things like this, let me know. I'd be happy to share my knowledge, pass over my information, and if you have any experience doing this yourself, I'd like to know. Anyway, you'll get more pictures of this on Instagram. I'll be taking more pictures. So if you guys follow the Pteranodon Media on Instagram and you're curious and you want to see more pictures of stuff, I usually show the pictures on there, and gives you better angles than just a review video, which is not a review, by the way, guys. This is my show and tell. What the hell's is exactly what it is. It's a show and tell, just showing you what I got and telling you stories. Thanks a lot, guys, and we'll see you later on.